Welcome to the Live Wealthy podcast with Dawn, where we are growing our wealth and our worth at the same time. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Live Wealthy podcast. I am Dawn, your host. I'm a certified financial planner as well as a behavioral financial advisor, and I'm the CEO of a company, a wealth management company called Releve Financial Group, where we do financial planning, investment management, and tax planning and strategies for our clients. And today's episode is going to get really interesting because normally as a wealth advisor, I talk about investing money and having a financial plan and how to minimize your taxes through your financial plan. But today I'm going to talk about how to make more income, not just how to keep your income, which I normally talk about, but I'm going to talk about how to make more income. A typical financial advisor does not necessarily give advice around gaining more income, but it's super important to me to be able to give this holistic advice. And this past year, I got involved in making more income through real estate. Now, there's so many different ways you can make money in real estate, but how I have chosen to get involved in real estate are through fix and flip homes. So where you buy a home that's undervalued, that hasn't been updated, needs repair, and you purchase that home at a discount, you fix it up and you flip it for a profit. And that profit becomes income. And there's so many reasons why I decided to take on this new project of fix and flip homes with a business partner. And one of the main reasons was because I wanted to be able to teach how to earn more income for my clients. So as an executive, if you're an executive, you typically don't worry about earning more income because you are a W-2 employee and you have income and you're concerned with just how to reduce your taxes and save for your retirement and your other financial goals. But if you're an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs are always looking for innovative ways to make more income. And so I wanted to be able to learn through real estate because as an advisor, you always hear real estate is such a great investment. But I wanted to be able to learn and teach how you can use real estate for more income in your life. And so I wanted to be able to teach that to my clients first and foremost. I also wanted to be able to teach this to my two daughters who are just starting their journey in life they're both in college and they're going to go into careers in the next couple of years. And I wanted to be able to give them and show them opportunities to make income so they never feel stuck. So they're not working for someone else just to make an income and they're working at a job where they're not happy. I wanted them to be able to have the power of knowledge around, you know what, I can quit this job. I can tell this employer that this is not right for me anymore, and I can go start something else to make an income because the income is obviously what drives our lifestyle and how we're able to live wealthy, right? That is my whole mission is to teach people how to live wealthy, well with their money. And that's why you're listening to this Live Wealthy podcast. And living well is about having enough money to do exactly what you want to do in your life. And so I wanted to be able to have this knowledge in my hip pocket for my clients, my daughters, and lastly, for myself. Last year, my husband said to me, you know, Dawn, you need a hobby besides just always working because I like to work. I love to work. But, as all of us know, the more work we do and we get, we just put so much energy and focus into it and we don't have a life outside of that. We're not using the other side of our brain. We're not experiencing and being creative and, experiencing all life has to offer. So I was like, yeah, you're right. I need a hobby. Well, then I thought, what do I like to do? Well, I love, and I have for the last 30 some years, I love to make spaces pretty. I like to make things pretty. I like to design things. I like to design decor and interior design in my house. I'm always changing things up and moving things and trying to make this environment that I spend so much time in a relaxing but inspiring environment. And so I was like, I love to design. How can I do that as a hobby? Well, then at the same time, you put that out in the universe. My husband says you need a hobby. I tell him what it is. I throw it out in the universe, and boom, I get in deep conversation with a woman who, by the way, her name is Diane. Her name starts with a D. My name starts with a D. She's from Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. We both moved to Arizona at the same time. Didn't even realize or know each other, like within months of each other 6 years ago. And here I am having a conversation with Diane, who's been in the real estate fix and flip industry for 30 years and did this business in Minnesota and hadn't done it yet in Scottsdale. And I started talking to her and I'm like, so tell me more. And through multiple conversations, I realized that we had really good complementary skills that we could bring in to a partnership. And I said, are you interested in doing some fix and flips with me? I can invest in the property and I can bring my design skills. And she had all of the detailed general contractor skills, like how do you do all of the things to destroy a house and put it back together. And so we decided to create a partnership. And I decided to do this in my free time, which is usually Friday afternoons and Saturdays. And so we created this partnership together. And what I want to talk to you on this podcast today is really about what I have learned over the last 9 months on how to make more income through real estate. And there's 3 ahas that I've earned right off the bat that can really help my listeners learn how to gain more income. So what are these 3 things that I've learned? Well, the first thing that I've learned is that there is no excuse for anyone to say they don't have enough money or income to support their life, because every one of us has the opportunity to make a lot of income through real estate. You don't need to have a certain talent or a skill. You can develop the skills while you're working. You just need to have the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge. If you are a human being that has a pulse and that can breathe and lives in the world of 2025 with everything, every how-to at our fingertips through Chat GPT and Google, you can learn the knowledge that it takes to make a ton of money in real estate. So there's no excuse. That's the first thing that I have learned, that even myself that knew nothing about construction can figure out things and figure out how to hire that done if need be. So I also learned that this real estate opportunity for all of us is that it really makes sense to do it in a partnership with somebody else that has, again, those complementary skills. Because part of a fix and flip where you can make a lot, let me say it again, a lot of money, and you can get to the point where you are doing multiple fix and flips at the same time. And now you're quadrupling your money every quarter. Because the first house that you do is a lot of work. It's overwhelming. Okay. But we can all handle overwhelm when it's done correctly and you have a partner or you hire the knowledge out. In fact, Diane, who her name is Diane Nielsen, she actually has a course that, she coaches people. They pay her money to coach them through the full process so you can get to making money a lot quicker. And you're going to understand why that's super, super important. And I'm not here to promote her course and her coaching, but going through the process myself over the last like 8-9 months, I've realized, oh my gosh, Diane, I totally understand why your coaching business, your real estate coaching business is booming, because you pay someone that has 30 years of experience. I mean, you're saving yourselves like hundreds of thousands of dollars by getting the right information. Okay. So the thing is, the number one thing, like I said, I've learned is there's no excuse, because everybody can make income. And to do the project, a fix and flip house, with a partner, because when you're doing a fix and flip house, you need someone that knows how to demolish a house, like literally, gut the house and then build walls and hire out the contractors and, do subcontractors and do all the things to kind of, demolish the home. And then you need someone else that comes in that actually helps put the house back together and makes it pretty and stageable. So actually a homeowner could come in and feel the opportunity of them living in this house. And someone like, for me, not only do I stage and do the flow and the design of the house, I actually hire the subcontractors. I had zero experience in this, zero contacts on where to find subcontractors, but I learned. I just decided I was going to educate myself, talk to Diane a little bit, and like, how can we hire contractors in our area? So I've done the research on hiring the subcontractors, hired them, have been keeping the profit and loss, the books, paying the people, doing everything with the finances, because obviously as a wealth advisor, I have that experience. So I've been able to run the books and the operations of the business, if you will, and the design and the staging and putting it together, making it pretty. And so that partnership is super, super important. In fact, I believe that a fix and flip real estate investment opportunity to gain a lot of income is a perfect opportunity to do with your spouse. So you have one spouse that specializes in A through D and another spouse that specializes in E through like X. And so you come together with these differentiation of skills. Now, Diane, thank God, she does what I say. I call her, she's doing the boy jobs, and I'm stereotyping. Of course, I know I am, but she's doing the guy jobs. Like, she's literally cutting the tile and demolishing the walls and hiring the electricians and working with electricians and the HVAC and the plumbers. And she got her general contractor's license, and she's doing all of the things. Like, her and her daughter, who, by the way, are smaller than me, they are actually hanging sheetrock and cutting tile and doing all of the quote unquote boy jobs. And I'm sorry for saying it, but that's how I'm saying it. And then there's, to me, the girl job, which is, the design of the house and the flow and the emotional feeling of what would work good for new walls, and how do you change the bedrooms up, and do we change it to a 3-bedroom versus 4-bedroom? Do we make the bathroom bigger? And then like the flow of the house, and then how to what's really going to help sell it to give it the material and the design to make someone want to buy it, right? That's the most important thing. You want to sell the house, and you want to sell the house in a short period of time. So I think a partnership is so vitally important, because you can be working in conduit with each other and at the same time, and keeping, it keeps the pace of the fix and flip into a reality of being able to, fix and flip it within 3 to 5 months. So that's the first thing I've learned. There's no excuse to make an income, and do it with a partner. Doesn't have to be a boy partner. I'm partnered up with a girl. I just call it the boy jobs and the girl jobs. Okay. The second thing I've learned is that you make money in real estate based on the purchase price of the home that you buy. That's how you make your money. Diane has told me over 30 years of being in the business, she has never lost a dollar in real estate because she's been brilliant about the purchasing price of that property. It's all about what you pay to buy that home. So obviously there's multiple ways to price out the home to make sure that you're getting a really good deal on the house. But I wanted to share with you a little bit of, how this house, I didn't know I knew the house, like when we started looking for homes, this house was on the market for X. Like, is that a good price to buy it for or not? Like, I didn't know. But what's interesting, because I'm a numbers girl, is that what I have learned, again, this is my first fix and flip house. Diane has been doing it for 30 years, but in Minnesota, this is her first fix and flip house in Scottsdale, Arizona. But what I've learned on this first house is that obviously from Diane that the purchase price is key. Like if you purchase a house at the right price, you're going to make money. And so how this house is panning out for us is that what we purchased it for versus what we're going to sell it for is that we've purchased it basically at a 40% discount. So what I mean by that is that we purchased the price at the going market rate, of course. Okay. But after we fix it up and what we are going to sell it for later, if you took that difference, it's about a 40% discount. So what I'm saying is that we purchased the house for a dollar amount of about 60% of what we're going to sell it for. Now, every house is going to be different, right? This is my first one. But what I've realized, and I'm doing the math and the numbers, around 60% or even a little less than that is what we purchased the price for. But for this podcast purposes, and just like the introduction of fixing and flipping, is for you to remember the numbers a little easier. I would say like purchase the house at 60% of the value you think you can sell it for. You put 20% in on fixing it up, and then 20% profit. So 60, 20, 20. And again, these numbers are not perfect because I think if I did the real math, we purchased the house for 56.8% of what we think we're going to sell it for. We're probably putting in 23% into the house. We might only make 18% on the end, or we might make 22%. It depends on what we sell the house for. But the point is that that's kind of some general ballpark numbers, percentages to start with to go, this is how the numbers kind of work in real estate. So again, number 2, what I've learned, you will make money, or you should make money, because nothing's ever a guarantee, right? Real estate is not a guarantee. Even though Diane has never lost money, it's never a guarantee. But you make your money with purchasing the home at the right price. And number 3, what I have learned is that when you are fixing up the house, you need to pay for speed. Time is of essence. We've heard time is money, but in real estate, time is money. The clock is ticking every day. Why? Because you have what's called holding costs. As an investor, you have assumed and taken over the mortgage. Most of us have to take a mortgage out on a fix and flip, unless you've been doing it for umpteen years and you have cash flow and you can pay cash and not take a mortgage out. But every day there's interest. If you've borrowed money to pay for some of that down payment, or to pay for the 80% or 90% of the home, there's interest clicking minute by minute. And so what I've learned is that sometimes you need to pay a little bit more to have the contractor come in and do the work and get it done in an efficient time frame. Okay. You might pay a little bit more per hour to have the work done faster. There's so many subcontractors that you have to hire. We had to hire a demo guy. So demolition, the walls in the house, and all of the carpet and the flooring and all of the cabinets, like demo the interior, demo the exterior. Then we had to have a plumber come in and bust up the floors because we wanted to put another bathroom in, and then plumb everything, all the new plumbing. We had to have HVAC come in, which is the heating and cooling people. We had to have landscapers come in. We had to have door and cabinet, window people come in, a pool company come in, like the contractors, the painters, the exterior painters, the roofers, like the contractor, the subcontractor list goes on and on and on. And so it doesn't take any skill to be able to go, oh, I just have to manage this. But what I've learned is that managing the subcontractors, hiring them out, getting them there, asking them and giving them an expectation of when their section of the project needs to be done, paying them on time, creating a really good relationship with them, like all of that kind of stuff needs to be done in a fast manner. And I will say that while also delivering a quality product. I've learned that so many fix and flippers, sometimes they put lipstick on a pig, which means the house is the pig and they're just like kind of fixing it up a little bit and making it pretty with some lipstick so they can sell it and make a profit. Well, that is to me, the most disgraceful thing you could ever do. Like coming from a fiduciary, both Diane and I are fiduciaries. And, we are doing the project right. So what I'm saying is that you can still deliver quality work and still do the project right, but be focused on speedy expectations and implementation of the work that's being done. So those are the three things that I've learned, is that number one, there's no excuse for anyone to have that they're not having enough income, because you could even do this as a side hustle. And all you need to learn is the knowledge around real estate. And we all have access to that knowledge. Number two, I've learned is that you make money, or you can potentially make money when you purchase the home. The real money is making sure you get the right purchase price for that home. Okay. And number three, I've learned that you need to pay for speed. Getting the work done is most important because of those holding costs, the mortgage costs, all of the costs it just takes to hold real estate. So if you are interested in gaining more income, please fill out our financial assessment and put that on the financial assessment linked below, because I can get you in contact with Diane. I'm not an expert yet, right? I'm on my first home, but I'm telling you, as a wealth advisor, I understand the value and the opportunity if you're in the right market, and for you to be able to get the knowledge that you need so you can go out there and start making a lot of money on homes. It's a lot of work, but you can make a lot of money. And it's actually fun to see your project come to fruition. So fill out the financial assessment. If you're one that maybe doesn't need income or more income, and you have an executive job and you're just listening to this podcast because you've heard of me and you've heard of the Live Wealthy concept, and you want to learn more on how to efficiently keep the money, the income that you have, and how do you take the income that's coming in and invest your money in a more efficient way from a tax perspective, from lowering your investment costs and making sure that you have quality investments to so you get more profit and better performance on your investment portfolio, or good performance on your investment portfolio, then fill out that financial assessment, and that'll help me direct you on which journey that we have for you to serve you, so you can continue to gain more money if that's a priority for you in your life. And I know it's a priority for all of us to live wealthy, to live well with our money, to have experiences and joy and happiness and peace and contentment in our lives, and to be able to give back. Right? When you get to my stage in life, it's not like I needed to do real estate to make more money for me, but I can make more money And then I can give more of my money, and I can satisfy my own desire to want to be creative with design. I can teach and leave a legacy for my girls to be in control of their money and have power. And I can be able to teach this concept to my clients as well. So fill out that financial assessment, and we're here to support and help you to live wealthy.